start this show. Alright, okay, let's see. I'm drinking the WBC orange cream sodas. It's local, it's good. Please sponsor me. I'm, I'm Joe, and this is.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Yeah, he's Alex. He doesn't do anything.
I'm here for moral support. Moral support while he's having a nervous breakdown.
I always have a nervous breakdown.
If you die halfway through this podcast, I'm taking it over. I'm taking it over if you die halfway through
No,
this
you're gonna
podcast.
take everything in my house first. Then you're gonna take it over.
There's a priority to how things go. Anyway, to the guests.
Anyway, we got. Tell us who you are, lady.
My name is Leilani Lei,
Oh
and
yes.
I'm adult model, fetish model, producer, web mistress. I fulfill a lot of roles.
Yeah, just a few. And Dwayne, who the hell are you? I know who you
I'm
are, but
I'm me. I do things and stuff.
you do.
Yeah,
That's all we really need for podcasts.
Yep.
That's all we really
You
need.
sent me.
yeah.
You sent me a
I
movie about. Isn't it back on Amazon?
the what?
What was it? That last one you did. That last feature you did. What was it called again?
Oh, the ASVS
Yeah,
movies.
SBS. Is that back up on Amazon?
I'm not sure. I think we wanted to change a couple more things and some sound things with the second film.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I want to see
but
that. When's it coming
yeah,
out?
we'll get them back. We'll get them back up there. Oops.
Love my Blu-ray right there. You need to see it.
Okay, we'll check it out later and see this movie that you're so happy about to see.
Okay. When you were talking about the Blob, let's start with that. I want to know what
Uh, I was. We were talking about horror movies, and she said that she had seen The Blob. She remembers seeing The Blob. That was her first foray into horror movies. And I asked her what she thought of the remake in the 80s.
That didn't go well, did it?
I would say one word to sum it up: campy.
In 80s can't be. Oh, really?
Yeah.
80s campy manages to last long compared to the stuff in the 2000s, which just becomes kind of shameful and pathetic. Remember when Scream was actually good?
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was good, and then
Yeah,
it wasn't. All of a
yeah. And
sudden.
then they thought, let's become New Age campy, and you messed up the moment you said New Age.
Precisely, precisely.
But the Blob's not a bad movie to start off on.
No, no.
It's great. It's not like scary. It's just it's fun scary.
Yeah.
Which a lot of movies I think have been forgetting over time to do. Because it's just about straight horror. Now don't get me wrong, there have been some great horrors that come out, but
Yeah.
the kind of funny horror is kind of just disappeared from cinema. So
Or they're just bad. Like, you remember when we saw Rings? Where you just break our own rules
every
and
I'm just gonna say this about that movie. I'm just gonna say this. I was with the oh yeah, spoilers. I was with I was with the character, and I felt bad for her. And I was all up there, and then they decided to just make her an evil bitch again. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
you just ruined the whole arc you had going. The one good thing about it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me I'll tell you the end of the movie. That's all that matters. All that matters. You find out that what's her name?
I don't remember her name.
I remember her name.
The average girl you see in any horror movie.
Yeah. She was like tortured and stuff like that, and you ended up feeling really bad for her at a time, and then after they like set her free and all that, she just goes to the email, sends a video to everyone, and everyone's gonna die.
That's it.
That's the end of the movie.
Yeah, thanks for saving me. Well, thanks for saving me. Now all of you can die because I'm still a bitch. That's pretty much it.
Oh, what was I shooting over the weekend?
I know you were shooting.
Yeah, yes, I was. I was shooting some interracial foot fetish. Let's see, what else did I do? Blow jobs, hand jobs,
Okay.
everything actually.
Yeah, gotta stand the shit. That's what
Hey, I
Yep.
respect anyone in any field that's willing to keep themselves,
working.
not just working, but willing to, keep their options open. Because in any field, what they're doing, like especially acting, you see a lot of people's like, oh, I'm only going to do this one thing. I'm above this.
Yeah.
And then you have some dudes like, I need a job.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you need me to dress up and be a transvestite? Hey, like people need to work. So I always respect someone who's willing to just do things, especially in porn. You can't, like, yes, maybe you only do, just casual sex. Maybe you do this, like, there are other options out there. The field's bigger. There's people with more stuff thanks to the internet.
Yeah, just check out her website. She's got options.
So I have a question myself. Like, does it feel like you have more options now that the internet, the internet's more available? People can get to it. There's not just guy, girl have sex. Girl have sex. There's different age range, different races, and just different things people try out. Has that affected you? Has that helped you get more work? Or has it limited you?
Well, first off, I always say variety is the spice of life. And I just started this 5 years ago. I kind of got labeled, as Duane and I were talking earlier, as being interracial. A BBC slut, because that's what I initially started with, just simply because that was what was available for me to shoot with, the models. Yeah, so it was that. Yeah, it was our. I actually was hard finding a white guy. The longest time, I'm like, what the hell? It was crazy. Yeah.
I remember growing up, I watched Cinemax.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was obviously, it was always white guys. Even when you have black girls or Latino girls in there, it was always white guys. So it's kind of weird now, something's like, oh, the white guys at?
Right? White guys are over on the West Coast. On the East Coast, you got black guys. No, I don't know. The fetish stuff actually started because I have my fans on cam. They wanted feet. I apparently have fabulous feet, and that
hygiene is very good.
Thank you.
Hygiene's always sexy.
So that's why the foot fetish got started, and then that just kind of leads to other fetishes, because you start working with other models because they have good feet, but they want you to do this, that, or the other for their sites. Yeah. So you just, and I think just being in porn in general, how can you not get into different things? Yeah. You broaden your horizons. I mean, you see different aspects of it all the time right in front of you. So why not explore them? The internet, I would say the internet, if anything, is killing the porn industry.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ever so slowly. I came into this when it is already the internet and tube sites and this and that. So I'm kind of coming in at the tail end, so to speak, and it is what it is. So I really haven't noticed a difference, except that my sales will just dive bomb if somebody does take a lot of my content and throw it out there for free.
Exactly.
Oh, so you're experiencing pretty much the same problem anyone who makes like music or a movie comes on the same problem. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. Because I mean, I saw what happened to the music industry when, say, Napster hit. Well, the tube sites are no different than Napster. So, yeah.
Because I was hoping, the big story about, the internet's really helping out, the industry's getting bigger, there's more available. Now I'm depressed.
Yeah. No. But see, on the flip side, though, if it wasn't for the internet, if it wasn't for the ease of, say, Final Cut Pro and being able to purchase my lights and a camera and just do it myself independently, I probably wouldn't be in this business.
True. Yeah, that goes for any of us making films these days too. Like for me, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have YouTube, didn't have all this stuff I could easily access.
Right. And the internet helped that, I think, a lot. That's the whole cam model phenomenon. That's not phenomenon, but a lot of the cam modeling, it's exploded.
Yeah,
Um,
it did. There's no shortage of that.
Yeah, so you have that aspect, and you also have all these cam models saying, well, why don't I make a few videos? Because why? Our fans want it. So you start learning, and you grow and grow and grow. Or you stay at that lower level, whichever you end up doing. But if it wasn't for the internet, no, then a lot of the porn that is out there you would not be seeing.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you said you do run into the problem with that, with people taking your shit for free. One thing
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you do have to remember with that is, like, if anyone ever, feels like searching for their porn for free, because it's not hard to do for one, but you're gonna lose some of the quality always. Like even when you pirate movies, they aren't gonna look as good as, say, one of my Blu-rays over here. Like,
Right.
have some hard copy stuff I like. Right.
Exactly. There's you do, because they will pretty much re-edit the video. They chop the bottom off to take out watermarks. So, it's a mangled mess in my opinion, but that's but my entire content of my site has been pirated and put out there. Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, but they can't take the cam modeling from you.
No, that is true.
I don't think so.
No, they can't. Well, they do film it and then they put that out there. So
Yeah, I guess so.
But cam modeling is not going to build me a residual income to last several years after I quit.
That is very true.
Where's that porn star retirement fund?
Yeah, actually, that's an idea. Like, seriously, it's an idea.
Straight up, prostitute stuff is literally the oldest profession in the world. Yeah. There's a reason it still exists, and every time you see a movie about the future, there's still aliens dancing around because it exists. As long as humans exist, it will exist. But yeah, I do get it. But it's interesting to hear that you all have the same problem that someone who makes, $1 million, $200 million movie and stuff. Like, it's the same thing, because you're making products, and when it goes in, they get free, watermark it, everything off, and then you're in the same problem. Now, it probably obviously hurts you more than it would hurt someone who makes $200 million, because if someone
they're gonna miss those.
They're not gonna miss what? Oh no, $20,000. What are we gonna do? When it's like that could be, $200-300 that adds up after a while. So I get the houses. I get how that would end up like that.
Yep. So instead of being able to, instead of making a very nice living and really being able to pay talent and create more videos, I'm a little limited. So, I need to find new marketing avenues, actually.
Yeah, I know that. Well, of course, Twitter works. Because, I'm here. But
yeah, Twitter does, although they are fighting hard to hopefully remove the adult content.
Yeah, I get it, but there's a ton of it, but at the same time, you guys need something.
Right?
Yeah, Twitter has
Yeah, there's nothing. It's kind of, as you were saying, it's the oldest freaking profession. Why on earth is it still so taboo and banned and illegal? And why?
Actually, this takes us into to a good conversation one day after next. Can you make porn as good as an Oscar-nominated film?
Well, you got something to say on that? I know you did.
I want to say they first really started trying to cross over with the late 70s into the early 80s with slasher films. Seriously, I think that's where they started trying to cross over, which is not going to win any Oscars, obviously. Maybe for effects, if it was like, like a fake dong gets cut off, thrown in a wood chipper, that kind of thing.
Oh no, I get that, but I think of it this way: you have to honestly think of porn as like how superhero movies are.
Yeah.
Remember, we had like horrible superhero movies. Like, yeah, we had good ones, but a lot of them were bad. It took a long time for it to finally become now where the movies like The Dark Knight are at least are thought of for Oscars. You have the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Avengers stuff where people are like, wow, this is not just a comedy movie, it's a good movie. So, but the question is, what is it that's holding porn back from being that thing? Because you have movies like Eyes Wide Shut.
Well,
American Beauty.
I think the closest we've ever come, I would have nominated it for Oscars, is probably Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I would say Nymphomaniac, but that's a whole different thing. That was a whole different thing. That was different. You got 6 hours.
Yeah, because it's just the problem for me. The problem with porn, and it's not the actor's fault. It's not script fault. It's just the fact of there's kind of like some laughter with it. Like even a tiny bit. Like I remember I watched Cinemax back in the day.
Yeah.
And there was porn and stuff. Yeah, you had stories about the two lovers who hated each other. They spent the episode going away, having sex with other people, and then realizing that didn't film, so they come back and then they go, see, you're already smiling just from what I said. You're already smiling. How can you do it where it's still serious? Because how do you go? And it's like you have a good story.
Yeah.
It's about lovers trying to get through, trying to figure out like Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
But then you show penis and no one's sitting there, not even awkward, just kind of giggling in their mind, penis and all that stuff. When does it, where can you go? It's like, it's right there. Do we go too high? Do we go too low? Do we not show enough?
I know, you watched Femme Fatales with me.
Right.
Femme Fatales was a show that was really, really close to doing it right. But then again, that was an anthology series, and that wasn't a movie.
Right.
Softcore at the same time. So, it tried to be softcore porn and disguised itself as an anthology series.
You know what? I just thought about something. I'm surprised I forgot him, but there is probably one guy out there that's incorporating it the right way, and it's got to be Lars von Trier.
Yep, that's why I said Nymphomaniac. So.
Yeah,
I mean, have you seen Antichrist?
Yes, I have.
I have not seen it.
I'll make sure you watch it.
Well, I am standing here in this room looking at a Melancholia poster, feeling very highly depressed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm depressed thinking about it.
But they had in Melancholia, they did have sex in the movie.
Yeah.
But it was her having sex because it's like she knows everything's coming to an end. So it's like the human instinct of just fuck it. Literally fuck it. I'm just gonna have sex with someone because the world's coming to an end. Everything that matters to me. So maybe putting sex in that context.
Put in some sort of dramatic context.
More dramatic context. Why are you having sex? Why are you doing it? Like, people don't just, people don't have sex because they're sex addicts. Some people don't have sex for love. They just heat of the moment. One night stands. It's just happening. Some people used to get away. Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
Jessica Jones with the whole thing what happened to her character, and how the bad guy, not physically raped her, but like mentally, took over her mind and stuff. So she uses sex to get away from that. So that can be incorporated, but can you do a whole movie where it's like dedicated to sex? I mean,
well, again, let's go back to Nymphomaniac.
Well, you're right. That's what's going to have to change. It's going to have to become the plot instead of the plot device. Because in horror movies, it became a plot device, or actually a cliche. If you have sex, then you get killed in the movie, or in most other mainstream movies, there's a reason why they have to have sex. So it's either a cliche or there's a cliche reason for it to ever occur. It's never the actual plot. And I think that's what they tried to do with the whole 50 Shades of Grey, but that just didn't work.
Yeah, no.
That was just to me, that was just a joke of a movie that even porn just could not take seriously, because it's like, there are people who like that type of thing. That's a section of porn people like, but it's, out straight up, go back to Eyes Wide Shut, they had that in that movie too.
Yeah.
In that movie, but it wasn't over the top, and it wasn't making the character look stupid. It's just like, I like when my guy whips me. I like when my girls, kicks me, steps me, right? Like, it's some people, it's a dark part of their personality, I guess, but it's kind of basic. And the way Eyes Wide Shut did it was better than 50 Shades. Because 50 Shades is just like, oh, hit me harder. It's a bad wet dream.
Yeah, better example would be like, for instance, like Secretary.
Yeah, that was a much better movie.
Secretary was just a good movie, period. But but yeah, I think that was a much better, more realistic interpretation of all that.
Right.
I can barely remember the movie off the top of my head because it was good, but I just can't remember. I need to revisit it.
Right.
But you are right. It has to be more than just a plot device. It needs to somehow drive the film forward. But that's the problem with most sex scenes in films, is that, like, even when we watch Pirates, this is the most expensive porno ever made. I need to watch this.
Right.
So, that's it. Like, they would progress forward in the story, and I'd be like, wow, there's almost a story here. This is great. It's great. And then you hit a sex scene, and it just stops. It'll just stop for like 10, 15 minutes, and then you forgot where you were. And they try to pick it up, and they only have an hour and a half.
Right.
They can only do so much.
They're just kind of stuck there at a plateau. Maybe it's just like, instead of going into, for example, you just go in the movie, instead of, we're going to do a gangbang. Why? Just have sex with one person. Like, you don't have to have a gangbang. I mean, I know it sounds funny, but it's like, why? It's like, hey, this guy, this girl, like, if you did the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and they ended the film with, and they did an extra credit scene where he came back, and they, kissed, and they just had a sex scene, that's it.
And mine's heard my neighbor walk by. I'm gonna have to explain some things later.
We can't. Well, Monday maybe we'll do it at my place, and I can disturb all my black neighbors. It'll be funny. But
all my neighbors are white. Yeah, what were you saying?
But it's like you might have to just put rules or limits on this. Like, you don't have to do a gangbang.
Yeah.
You don't have to, suck dick or eat someone out. Maybe it's just have a scene where it's just sex.
Yeah.
Because if you notice in movies, they do that a lot. It's things in comedies and just serious movies, they just have sex. It's not so concentrated about watching the penis go into the vagina. It's more about seeing the girl and the guy look each other in the eyes, and they're into the moment, whether they're in love or it's just one night stand. You know, it's how they're acting towards each other. That's to make sex.
Yeah, yeah. A good way I heard it described is like you like cars,
right?
Say you're looking at like I was about to say an Audi R8, but I'm so tired of hearing of that so much.
Say a car that everyone can understand the podcast. Let's just do a Camaro, okay. A nice Camaro. Everyone knows what Camaro
let's go like a '70s Camaro. Okay, let's go like a nice Camaro. So, yeah, you like it. You look at it, but you can't touch it or do anything else to it. You can just look at it from far. That's what kind of like watching the porn is.
Right.
Or porn as is, no, just generically. But if you were to do a little bit more, get a story and stuff like that, maybe you get to touch it.
Right.
Touch it. Maybe sit in it. You're not quite sitting in it.
You're not driving it, but you're interacting with it. You actually know how it feels, how it's built, the detail, the stitching, if you want to go into.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, we are getting really deep in porn.
I know, right?
Take that ass however you want to take what I just said. But still, it's like, it's possible. Because if nothing else, comic book movies prove it's possible. You can legitimately do that. You can take something that someone would think as a joke, or as kids, or something more, and you can make it there. So porn, it's more part of humanology than anything else we've done. Without it, people don't exist. Instead of, maybe we should do like some other countries. Look at it a little bit more, look at it a little bit more, as part of culture. It's just a natural thing. Obviously, you don't go and like show kids or anything. But like, it's just a natural thing. You don't show it in the daytime. You show it later at night. You show it in movies. This movie has sex in it. Maybe bring back the right proper setting for the N17. Yeah. For this, not just we're just doing the edgy. Bring it back to there. It's like sex sells. You have a Poison Ivy picture over there.
I have a Deep Throat poster back
there. Deep Throat, yeah, and it's there. Sex sells. That's what it is, and just how it is. Maybe there's a better way to control it, so we can bring it in.
Yeah.
So maybe we could get like a Nymphomaniac 8 Oscar nod.
I'm not surprised Nymphomaniac didn't get an Oscar.
This man really wants to promote Nymphomaniac.
I do. It's a good movie. You should see it. You should see it. Yeah, if you like black dicks, there are lots of those, and there are lots of them everywhere. Like seriously, like center of the frame. I was like, wow.
Camera angles, camera positioning too.
Yeah. Like one thing that gets me about porn sometimes, it just gets on my nerves. Like if the lighting isn't good, then I'm just like, what is this? I can't see everything. What are they trying to do? Like your lighting is always good. Your lighting's good right now, actually.
I was telling her that.
Thank you.
Like lighting and camera position, that makes just as much difference, right? Like
Absolutely.
Maybe it's not always like one part of the, a foot or angle what you're doing. You can't just be on one section. You have to be on everything about it. That's what people like about it. It's like, oh great, it's someone just giving a blowjob. Is there anything else going on around? Maybe we see the man or the guy's face or woman's face, how they feel about it or something. You can't just sit it like, that's great. Everyone's seen a blowjob before. Give me something else.
Yeah, what can you do for me?
Right.
What can you do for me? What am I doing?
Seriously, it's like here. What do you think of how porn is now? Like, have you seen pornos now? How do you think they are now compared to like when you first started? Like, they're different? Are they not? Are they concentrating on one thing?
Porn, since I've been in porn, it seems like there's a whole lot more variety, but that's more on the amateur level. The independents. That's kind of where I'm at. And as more people come into it, they put their own interpretation on different things. But we still do the same things over and over and over and over and over. Like you said, you have to come up with some sort of a storyline. A lot of times, like, okay, we're going to fuck. Okay, we got the interracial aspect. Okay, or we've got the young old aspect. All right, why are we fucking? How did we get to this point? You know, for me, I want a little bit of story in there, but I'm female. Most males, well, not most, but I would say a lot of them, it used to be that they just wanted to see the fucking.
Yeah.
So that's why for camera, to me personally, camera needs to move around.
Yeah.
Putting that camera on a tripod and just having sex, boring.
Yeah.
You want that cameraman, you want him to get the wide angles. You want to see the whole action, both parties, and what's going on. Like you said, you want to see the faces, you want to see the emotion, but you also want to get those close-ups because, well, there are just diehards in porn that they want to see that close-up, damn it. They want to see that penis going in that vagina up close and personal.
But not like for, 10 straight minutes of just that.
Right.
There's
Exactly.
going on.
Right, exactly. Pan in, take a look. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, now back, onto another angle. But yeah, you have to keep it moving. Otherwise, I think for one thing that I was thinking about as you were discussing porn and the crossover, how can you get it more into mainstream so that you get the award nominations? I think society as a whole needs to be more open and accepting that sex is completely natural. Stop pigeonholing it. Stop saying, oh, it's this horrible, horrible thing that we have to just push into the corner. Stop doing that.
No, right. Without it, no one exists.
That is
Right.
Me and Daddy had to go have a fun time.
Sex.
You're right. The only reason sex exists in any mainstream film is for taboo reasons. Even when you have people like great filmmakers like Alan Parker did that movie Angel Heart. Okay, that sex scene at the end with Mickey Rourke and Lisa Bonet, but it happened because it was this ritualistic part of the devil leading him down this path. So again, it was this taboo thing. In the Ken Russell's movies, I think he made Lair of the White Worm, which was vampires, and I know he did Altered States, I'm pretty sure. And the sex in those movies is still like it's because somebody's angry or it's their way to get something else that they need that's also a awful thing, like the vampires need the blood and they use sex to get people in there. Or in the Grace Jones movie Vamps, same thing, and yeah, you're right, it's always some taboo reason it even exists, or else like in the slasher movies, like I was saying, that it happened just naturally becomes a taboo and you're getting picked off, and then it's like this psychological, well, you deserved it because you did something bad you weren't supposed to. That is what you need to change to get the reality of it out there, I guess. The real aspects. Take away the taboo-ness, and then it'll come out there more naturally, because I think still to this day the only time I've ever seen it just naturally displayed and people were cool with everything was the old HBO series Real Sex.
Yes, there we go.
Yep.
That was pretty much the only time it's ever been put in front of everybody and said, hey, it's cool and here's all the different ways.
Yep.
So
That was it.
Well, I can run the whole list. Beverly Hills Bordello, Sex Camp, Night Heat, Emmanuel.
Damn, I've got the wrong damn station that I'm subscribing to. I subscribe to Showtime. I need HBO.
Yeah. Now I will say this.
Don't forget that.
But Game of Thrones.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, you have sex all the time on that show. Actually, the Tudors. You remember the Tudors?
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tudors, I think it was average of every 7 minutes.
I think no. I
Something
think
like
what they're
that.
trying to do when they do shows like The Tudors
Yeah.
or Game of Thrones or something like in that era, it's like, oh, that's how sex was. They were just, it was always there, and they were beasts, and they had they had no faith, and that's all it was. The sex, like now, people,
Yeah,
I like you. Can we have sex? That like, and it wasn't like that all the time. It's like how people misinterpreted the Dark Ages. It was completely crap. Like no,
Not really.
no, it's
Not
just
really.
it's just only the big things you know of. Like you know how everyday life was. They have sex every single day, all the time. How it was like no, it's just hey, I like you, or hey, I need to procreate. We need to procreate. Let's have sex.
Yeah.
And usually, well, not usually, but these amount of times you did it with someone you actually liked, so it actually made it, fun. So it's a weird taboo because other countries are
Yes.
more like they're not sex as stuff, but it's almost like every country outside of the USA and Britain. Everyone else is like it's there. They're not blasting it everywhere, but it's like it's just their part is going. Japan, they're the most tight-lipped people in the world.
Yeah.
Yet, if you watch an anime, just one anime, the girls' boobs are trying to pop out every 5 seconds. Or if you go to like Brazil, The Simpsons made a joke about this once.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you just watch Bart was watching TV and they turn on and it's just like and it just shows this woman with little spinners on her nipples like and Marge was like, what is it? Stop watching this. You watch a kid show. Mom, this is a kid show. like it's just the world accepts like sex is part of the thing. It's not something we blast all over the world. It's like it's there. It's part of the thing.
Yeah, like Leroy was telling me that about when he moved to France. But I forgot to tell him, you slept with some girls in France. It's not really
Like it's not really
It's not
a
really a
thing.
thing.
They're just there.
yeah,
Yeah,
they don't care. It's normal.
Right. And some places and a lot of those other places more, like first world places, they because they understand sex is out there. It's stop tripping over things, Joe.
I'm sorry.
As sex is just it's just something that's natural with human beings. They are better, with contraceptives, with, condoms. It's like, listen, this is a real thing. We'd rather be in front of this, control it, in media and how it is, than, and just understand, like, this is how it is. But, you don't need to be crazy about how it is compared to, a place like U.S. or Britain. It's like, hide it. No, sex doesn't exist. Sex doesn't exist, except when we absolutely, utterly need it, but it doesn't exist whatsoever. So, unfortunately.
Well, it's like when I lived in Italy. It's the same thing with Italy. We're the same way with alcohol as opposed to other countries. I lived in Italy for 2 years. I couldn't tell you how many Italians offered my children under 10 wine with their meal. I could send my children under 10 into the store to buy me a bottle of wine.
Ha.
It was no big deal.
It's 1970s all over again.
You cook with it though. It goes in the marinara sauce.
Yep, they cook with it. You start kids out with half wine, half water. But, at a couple of meals a day. I mean, we're having lunch at 11, 12 o'clock in the day. Oh, here, have a little bit of wine. Wait, what?
Well, that's why they sleep good at night, right?
Right? That's why they take their siestas.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I just have this thing of like, hey, at 18 years old, we can send you off the war to die for us. You can smoke a cigarette, but don't you drink that liquor. Don't you drink liquor. You're still too young for that, but don't die for me. I'm sorry, that's a rant for another day.
Oh, no, I hear you.
But it's like,
You know how many people are in the military and, they can't drink?
Correct.
right.
But, here, you can have a gun and you can go shoot people for me.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
But it's just the acceptance and how the world is, like, how it is, and how they view porn. Just some places sex are like maybe 100 years before, kind of, where before we became, United States, they're all just kind of there and still going off the old principles of the old world. Compared to the old world, they've been around, that civilization has existed for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So all the stuff that maybe we in the U.S. have gone through, they've gone through, decades ago. They went and got the stuff, like, we're sitting here thinking, oh, sex revolution in the 70s. Like, motherfuckers, we did that after World War II. We did that after World War II. So there's, like, their understanding, they're there. So maybe, and I have to Google this, but maybe there are more films in, like, the British Academy Awards or, the French Academy Awards or someone in different countries that, like, this has already been so normal stuff, so we can have a movie where there's some sex. Obviously, you just put, N-17 rating stuff, but this movie can still be treated like art because it is people trying to have sex, or show emotion, sex, or hatred, whichever they're trying to show in that movie for a particular moment. No different than someone fighting. I fight for love. I fight for hate. Revenge. Like, it's no different. You're just replacing with sex. So they're more, in that regard, those countries are more far along and how sex is interpreted in their country, or if Italy and how alcohol is a country, it's just like it's something that's just been around pretty much forever. Like history books are talking about this. So for us, it's just there. I'm sorry, I've been talking. Anyone else can talk everything right now?
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
No, you got it, man. I'm with you. I believe you.
Yeah, he was doing good.
Keep going, keep ranting.
I think I've got the end of my argument. I don't know where else to go beyond that. The only thing I can add is...
I would say, too, the commercials, even in Europe, are more sexually oriented and more sexually accepting. They use sex more openly than we do to sell things.
Right.
Because they have a more open attitude about sex in general.
Which is really funny when you see Super Bowl commercials here in America.
Oh yeah.
Like it almost sometimes they're on that edge, and it's like they really going to, and then it's like they kind of pull back after they get close. But now I haven't really seen a lot of commercials from overseas besides Tommy Lee Jones being really angry in Japan commercials, but
random Nicolas Cage commercials.
Oh yeah, those random Nicolas Cage commercials. But I guess it's just with it being the fact that it's just more common over there after a while. It's that remember only a couple decades ago where black people weren't allowed in commercials doing the thing. So maybe we just gotta wait. A couple more decades. Every time more people just promoting it and getting on with it. To one day have Captain America 8 going against Nymphomaniac 9 for Best Oscar. That would be a day. I want to see that.
That would be the most amazing.
That would be like. I wouldn't even go.
I don't know. We gotta wait till next year when Von Trier's new movie comes out.
What is this movie coming out?
Oh man, I'm trying to remember.
It's not called Sex Fest, is it?
No. No. I'm trying to remember. It's about some serial killer, and it's a horror movie actually. So
yeah, I'm waiting for that one.
Yeah,
I really want to see that one.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm reading these comments as they're going.
The comments are just going crazy, aren't they?
No, not quite. Yeah, quite. It only took me about 3 minutes till someone said take it off.
Hey man, you know what? I just thought about something like you know who could probably really make it mainstream and make it cool?
Yeah.
It'd be James Gunn.
You're right.
Because remember what he did with PG Porn, those shorts?
Yes.
They were so good. I mean, yeah, it was sort of a mockery and it was meta and self-aware, I guess. But he should just go all the way with it.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah. Like when I was talking to Lloyd Kaufman, about last year. We were talking about basically the same thing, and he's releasing Return to Nukem High Volume 2 now. Yeah, they're Volume 2 now.
Yeah, and essentially, it's exactly what you're talking about. Like, you all know that all of Lloyd Kaufman's movies are highly sexualized, and that's just kind of what he does. And surprisingly, we got James Gunn out of that. So,
Okay, well, I have a question then. How would you feel with like a Tarantino doing something like that?
Tarantino can do whatever he wants.
I get that. I get that. Yes, but I mean, actually, just trying if he joins just sex, just trying to see how he would go off that, because he's did Nazis, zombie, he's done zombies, he's done he's done the West for 3 movies now, the Old West.
Yeah. 3 movies, yeah.
Yeah, 3 movies he's done the Old West in. And it's like, I'm just curious how he would go and put it through. Because, hey, that man has made movies that should be movies, win Oscars.
Yeah.
So, to me, he'd probably be the best just because he's taken things that are non-conformist, that are out there and weird or start dead. Because everyone thought the Western's dead. Tarantino's literally the only thing keeping it alive. Kind of, really.
Yeah.
So it's like, I would love to see how he could do sex where he could make it into something that's Oscars have to look at. Hey, this Tarantino movie, it's sex in it, but there's a plot, there's meaning to it, there's going on. So I can see why you say tear about it. I can see why, because I see the movies, but it's like, Tarantino, to me, he's just done more non-conformist weird stuff that I can see him taking another weird thing, kind of weird, and moving to the mainstream.
I guess if you want to talk like sex and stuff like that, and Tarantino, you might gotta bring up Natural Born Killers. Remember about that? So
Right.
Well, he does also put an element of foot fetish in a lot of his films.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed that, and I've actually had talks about that. A lot of people have noticed that. But yeah, because he's always homaging older films, especially from the 70s and 80s. So I tell you what I could see him doing, as soon as you guys were talking about it, you were talking about what he has done and what he hasn't. I could totally see him doing a medieval film and it being an homage of sorts to like John Borman's Excalibur or that movie with Rutger Hauer, Flesh and Bone, and both of those movies were very sexualized.
yeah.
So yeah, I could see him doing that.
Someone give me Tarantino's Twitter account right now.
Tarantino's not on Twitter.
Damn it!
Excalibur, especially, that's awesome.
We just came up with an Oscar for this man right now.
I could tweet Rodriguez.
Yeah, throw Rodriguez. I just gave Tarantino another damn Oscar.
But yeah, Tarantino doesn't have Twitter, he doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't even watch movies on digital. So
that man is
he's weird.
But he's weird enough. He's weird enough to do it, and I do like the way we said about him. The medieval times, like that's something different for him to tackle. And he could still, pull it out and get away with sexual. People would just go, there's a sex scene. It's Tarantino. Yeah, they would literally just treat it normally, like it's nothing. Like Christopher Nolan, always doing something weird, wacky, and different. It's just they're trying to push it off as it's just this director doing this thing. So and maybe it's a little bit more achievable than something else. Even though I would love to see Lars von Trier really go in and try to do something. I would love to see that, especially off the movie scene. Yes, Melancholia made me depressed, but it was a good movie. But I would love to see him trying to go on to it. But Tarantino probably can be able to push even further than what Trier could.
Yeah.
So he can get away with it.
Yeah, you would.
Like, you can't do that, Tarantino. My Oscars say anything, say something else,
And Kenny just said something. He says there's a surprising lack of dick in the Magic Mike movies.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, here's the thing. You have Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what Magic Mike is trying to go for.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere between I had it on my head to go. Showgirls. It's like Showgirls, except trying to add maybe a little more comedy. Like, it's Showgirls for women, but trying to add comedy because maybe women don't. Maybe not most women want to look at penises all the time. Maybe they just like the allure of, take clothes and guys being hot. Maybe they don't always want to concentrate. Oh, great, it's the penis.
That's a weird thing though. That porn is made mostly for men. Like, I don't know how exactly you make a porn for women. Tell me how exactly you would go.
Well, there you go. We need more women directors out there making films, so why not let them do it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm surprised. You know what? I literally thought of it. That makes sense. You think they would be able? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what needed to be the gap. Because women would know that yes, it's not just stick the penis in vagina or vagina, but I can put emotional. Why does this woman want to have sex? Like, it's like, oh, she's just a whore. No, she's not a whore. She might be a sex addict. Maybe she's trying to cover up for something. Put actual emotion into it.
There was a female porn director in Sons of Anarchy. She kind of got her face beat in with a bat, though. So,
you just wanted a reason to bring in Sons of Anarchy, didn't you?
It was before it, so I'll do that.
What point being?
Well, that's kind of why even on the west coast of porn, the big boy studios of porn, there was a fight to get females as producers and directors so that they can make porn movies that were more geared towards women because they had not been.
Yeah, it's literally a giant marketing mistake. You put away into like video games.
Yeah.
Man, the moment video game players like, wait, girls like this? Women like this?
Yeah.
Oh! it's like there's what's those pictures where it shows like the different levels of your mind and it just shows the guy like in Nirvana at the moment they realize women like video games. Oh, we can do so much.
Oh my god, story-based video.
What is this? That's insane.
It's crazy.
And it would be the same for porn. And I guarantee you there are probably a lot of guys out there that's like, yes, I like porn, sex, but maybe there's a nice story out of it,
Yeah.
Maybe it's,
story. Whose ass is getting fucked and why?
Why? Like maybe this guy, maybe have a story where the woman is cheating on him, all this time, and cheating him, and he finally goes and he pisses her off. He goes have sex with her friends, based on the story, and it's just about having sex with different people just to mess with her and screw her and make her pay for screwing him over type thing. Yeah. You can also do it where a woman's doing the same thing to a guy, and and I'm just doing this stuff like you fucked my like the girl, like guy goes to the girl who's being a bitch. It's like, oh, how dare you do it? Like, dare you do it? Like, I was just wanting your money, blah blah blah. Well, I fucked your mom. How about that? That's ding.
It wouldn't even have to be that. You could do a whole film on all these different people just thinking the other person's cheating on them and thinking of what that would be.
Yeah, there we go.
And there's your scenes.
How many movies have been like with a bank robbery? Like, wait, who has some money? Did he rat me out? Did he rat me out? What's going on? Nothing happened, but it's just the fact of no one knows.
Yeah,
you literally can turn porn into a thriller. Yeah. Who did this? Who did that?
Yeah, exactly. You can have the movie just tell that same story from almost different perspective. Like look at Smoking Aces, for instance.
Yeah.
You have all. I would probably pick a better movie than Smoking Aces, but
it wasn't a bad movie.
It wasn't a bad movie.
Smoking anuses.
There we go.
Or better yet, Reservoir Dongs.
Okay, since I want to know. I want someone to give me a title. What do you call a porn version of the Marvel Infinity War coming up? What's the porn version of that?
Oh god.
What title would you call it? Because there's no way the movie that's gonna make billions of dollars. There's no way there's not gonna be a porn version made of that movie.
There's gonna be.
There's no way. So I'm like, what do you call it?
There's gonna be.
Do you call it Infinity Fuck?
Infinity Fuck?
Infinite Fuck? I don't. That seems kind of blah and porn wise,
Kenny says Infisty Gauntlet.
I will accept that as an answer.
I will accept
that Infisty Gauntlet. I will accept that.
Thank you, Kenny. Kenny's thinking.
Why is
We
Kenny
should
not
be
here?
rich right now. We've given so many. We've given Tarantino work. There's someone important listening right now. It's like infesting gauntlet. So much.
There you go. You can have a segment where well, someone's just going next door to the hot MILF next door. You can call that segment on MILF and Cookies. It's great.
But yeah, it can work. I always love porn parody names because it's hilarious and there's actually thought and put. You think that that's not nostalgia. Actually, it is because it's trying to bounce off the name that it originally came from, but trying to make sense of what's actually going on and things. So it's actually really good. I'm sorry, Mark. When you walked off, we were sitting up here coming to get titles for porn movies. I'm sorry.
I'm like an infested gauntlet.
Infested gauntlet. I do like it.
You can also work incest in there too if you want. There you go. Kenny, why are we not talking to you right now? This is your thing.
Oh my god. Okay. Is there a possibility? I'm going off the deep end now. Trust me. This is going off the deep end. There's I don't know if you noticed. There's this famous animation director, Hayao
Miyazaki.
Hayao Miyazaki. He makes these beautiful animation films.
Yeah.
Like they take anime to like literally Oscar level worthy stuff. I'm just wondering, could you see someone like him doing something like that with the art style and where he tells stories? Making a hentai that could work. That could, pull it off. Because hentai, it's just Japanese animation, all that stuff. It's like, could someone who's in that level, who does beautiful art drawings, could he maybe take something that normally just, it's just a hentai, blah, 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 to making it a beautiful story?
Yeah, well, I can probably answer a little bit of that for you. You were at Anime Midwest with me last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You might actually know about this, but Exotica and Anime Midwest were booked in the same convention center on the same weekend. So you had the anime people on one side of the hallway, you got the porn convention on the other side of the hallway, and there was actually quite a bit of crossover between the two. Yeah, it's so much so that Exotica was really good about it. They actually had a whole bunch of anime-related content. They had a cosplay contest that I think Amira is watching right now. Amira actually, I think she was runner-up in that contest. She was Ursula. Yeah. But yeah, the anime convention didn't like what happened that day.
And yet, I go to anime conventions all the time, and at the end of the day, we go and literally put in hentai to make fun of it at the end of the night.
Exactly. That's what you guys.
But Exotica's wrong.
Yeah, and Exotica did quite a few panels on hentai and stuff like that too.
Right.
Yeah, like they really got into it, and I would randomly just run into people who were going to Exotica in the hotel, and I would ask them what's going on over there, and they said, "Oh, well, we spend most of the day over there," and because that con ends at 5 o'clock every day.
Right.
And then they would go over to all the anime and stuff like that over there, and they would spend the rest of the day over there. And for some reason, I know all the furries were uncomfortable. I don't know what happened, but the furries were uncomfortable. And yeah, it was actually a really great time for them. I really think they should cross over more. But then again, I'm not giving Anime Midwest any sort of ideas or anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because we don't know about the management and stuff of Anime
Right.
Midwest,
But
rape allegations.
let it go.
Yeah.
Point being, that does show the the distinct of the different ways. You have an anime convention. They do talk about it, but they keep it dark. No, we don't talk about it. And you have Exotica. Sex is good. It exists. It is here. Look at all these things. Doesn't porn conventions usually go and they promote stuff look at all this toys and stuff and stuff you can do so you have sex with your partner. the more sex you have, the more you want to stay with them. You don't want to get a divorce or leave or cheat on them. You want to have sex with this person right here because he slapped you on the ass with a whip and you love it. You know, it's literally, you know, it's almost like they're trying to keep people together. Like, yes, we are sex, but we don't want to keep you. You know, we don't want to keep apart. We want you and your husband or your wife to enjoy being together. Yeah. Sex time, something that, you know, helped you start a relationship. Hopefully that's something that keeps it going.
Yeah.
But it's pretty kind of the same dynamic how it is in movies. Like, you can have, you know, porn movies, some people push off the side of the edge.
Kenny actually has an answer to your question.
Which one?
Can like an anime director go ahead and do hentai or something like that? He says yes. You know Masamune Shiro?
What do you do?
Dominion Tank Police.
Oh.
Black Magic M16, Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Now he's just drawing greased up young women getting railed by giant dick whatevers. That's what he does for a living now.
All right. Elaine, have you ever seen hentai? I'm curious.
I have not yet.
Oh,
you have not yet?
Oh, damn.
Not even a bit?
No, I have heard of it. I've seen talk of it, but I have not taken time to go do a little bit of search and watch.
Understandable.
That's understandable because it does. They'll do some things there that question life. And I'm not talking about Boku no Pico. That's the simple stuff. No, that's the simple shit. That's simple compared to stuff they see. Okay, I'm just curious, but you're the closest person I might know who works in porn who might answer that question. Because I actually want to know what they think about that. Animated sex.
I know one model who is very much into fetishes, as well as she does hardcore. And I know that she does watch it. It's kind of like her downtime thing.
Mm-hmm. That's actually healthy.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
That's healthy. Whatever works for you.
Be like I guess it'd be kind of like a basketball player watching other sports. Kind of.
Kenny says you're not missing much. It's just you're gonna be saying, "Whoa, damn!"
Like that shouldn't fit. That doesn't work. No. Honestly, it brings us right back to our main point. Hentai. Hentai, unfortunately, it makes you laugh. Like, I go to ASIN, and then we have a panel where we just go watch hentai at night, and we just make fun of how ridiculous it is. Yeah. And it's like, that's the kind of stigma that's still there.
Exactly.
Like, when can it not be just making fun of? When can it be serious? When can we get serious thing? Because the comedy is still in there. People still laugh. People either laugh hard or they find it extremely disgusting. Well, not extremely disgusting, but just like
exactly.
That soft corner stuff. And having to get back by those two things to make it there, I think that's what you have to do. And you have to get a director who's Tarantino or Trier who can maybe get past those things. Like, oh, that's just them. They can push it forward.
Okay, what can you have to say? He says hentai is full of Japanese sexual repression, though. Japanese porn in general is just super rapey. And it's actually uncomfortable most of the time. And that's why I guess that's what makes us laugh a little bit, because it's uncomfortable.
Right, they are doing some weird
shit going on.
It took forever for tentacle porn to finally just be normal.
Yeah, actually. Come to think of it. Tentacle porn is actually pretty normal to me now.
It's normal, and that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. Oh, geez, I don't know where to go from there.
You don't know where to go.
I don't know where to, because we've answered the question. You two have graciously answered questions about trying to make it set and stuff, but I don't know where to go from there.
Where do you go from tentacle porn?
Dwayne, you have anything? To add?
Honestly, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me. You say tentacle porn, and I go right back to horror movies again, and I'm thinking of stuff like Stuart Gordon did, the Lovecraft movies he's done, like From Beyond, Reanimator, Dagon, those kinds of things. that's very much in there. It's very much sexuality is very much a part of what H.P. Lovecraft always wrote about. And I'm sure if we could have seen the actual imagery, the visions he had in his head, it'd be out there. You'd have tentacle porn and then some.
Yeah, Kenny says tentacles happen because Japan isn't allowed to show dicks. That is true. That's true.
Yeah, they're definitely, they're there. They're phallic symbols. It's all part of that. Again, though, it's all part of a taboo thing because it's being used. All these phallic symbols are there to scare you or to create tension. Like even when they couldn't show a lot of skin, sex was used as tension to add tension to films as far back as the early film noir movies. Bogart, Robert Mitchum, Cagney, all those movies, a lot of the tension between the characters was sexual tension.
That's
and
right.
then, of course, it was crime, going on.
Yeah.
So you're still going to have to figure out a way to get away from it being a bad thing or seen as a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah. Like me, honestly, I've tried to write some porn, but I don't know where I'm supposed to start with that. Like, I'm trying to have something that's it's a decent story. Like, that's what I want first. I want that decent story.
Right.
But at the same time, we come to porn for something in particular.
Yeah.
But how do we make them stick around for more of this?
Yeah, that's the question. Above, pushing it to the side and being cringe for some people, right? How do you get? What was it you were talking about earlier? Pirates. The story's fine, then they got to the sex,
and
they're stopped.
Yeah.
Like, how do you make it where sex is not it's not the only payoff? It's not the things like, okay, got the sex. There is more story afterwards. There is more sex.
The struggle comes from making all sex happen organically. Because most porn, that shit isn't organic. Like,
no.
Like we were told a long time ago. Oh, if you think having sex normally is like porn, you're about to be really disappointed forever.
Pretty much.
And then some. Unless you're you.
Yeah.
And every time is like porn.
I think that's what they were trying to do with 50 Shades too. Those 50 Shades books, especially, is exactly what you were saying. They were trying to create that domino effect, and it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't quite work for everybody, but they were trying to create that domino effect of, okay, if you're gonna do this sexual exploration, it'll lead to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. But they just, again, I guess it was really interesting for a lot of people because those books sold, but for a lot of us, it's not,
Right.
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah. Kenny says, otherwise you just focus on other fetishes or do something weird with it, like going back to the hentai, Kiko Kamen. Yeah, which, existed to parody the hentai at the time.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, he's getting disturbed just remembering.
But pretty much with sex, it's... I'm trying to get this thought in my head. It's trying to leave.
Get back.
Porn is what you want to do when you have sex.
Yeah.
I want to go and have all the girls, have sex with all these girls. I want to go and have this guy eat me out. I want to kick the door open and we just have sex, real close sex, and maybe if movies got more realistic, hey, let's go have sex. Cool. Open the door and go lay in the bed. You know, we attempt to try the things we see in porno, and they fail horribly.
Exactly.
You know, like trying to do counter sex. My ass hurts. Okay, let's just go to the bed. You know, and not so much ending with the joke. Oh, you know, they get to bed and they fall asleep. Like, no, they have sex, and it's the awkwardness of sex. That's real life.
Yeah. Like
That's real life. I understand movies meant to, you know, take life and expand it, make it look better than normal. But end of the day, sex is awkward.
But you gotta talk about, like, you remember Pleasantville, right?
Right.
You know, Pleasantville when she had to explain to her TV mom what sex was. And whenever anyone had sex, they would turn colored. Yeah, that's the awkwardness we're talking about.
Yeah. Because I imagine sex, like, even though you do as professional, that's how you do. It's still awkward. I assume.
I don't know.
It's yes, it can be, especially if it's the first time with somebody.
Yeah.
And you don't, you don't know what they're like. Are they more of a dominant or submissive, or what positions do they like? What makes them really get off well? You try to have discussions before the scenes to communicate that, but it doesn't always go over very well.
Yeah, same.
How do you describe something like that? I would say that's actually the reason why I started my meat series, because that's the first scene I do with anybody. It's going to be a little awkward. After that, it gets better. People that I have had sex with several times on camera, our scenes are hot because we know how each other's bodies work together.
Okay, I really, if you're not feeling that other person's body at all, then how is it gonna work?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're forcing it.
Or even just the natural progression of moving through positions.
See, people don't realize all the prep that goes into these shoots. Those poses and shit are for genital visibility and don't make you fuck better.
Exactly. That is the thing. I mean, it's all about the camera angles, so that you can see the action. Because if you think about it, when you have sex, you're not opening up your legs real wide and lifting a leg up when you're in doggy, so the camera can get in between your legs to show the dick going in the pussy. It's
right. I get you.
Sometimes for the way a director or producer wants the scene to look, the way that you're actually fucking doesn't even feel good.
Yeah, I would
but it looks fucking awesome.
What is it? When you see a comedy movie, when you see a not dark comedy, but like a comedy heavy movie where they show go have sex and they show the guy on top and the girl on top and they're just like, yeah. That's it. They're just rubbing against each other, and then they just and then the actor's sitting there and just emoting things. Oh yeah, or they're being really happy or into it, or they're super bored out of it.
Actually, I think Don John did a good job of talking about all that. How he was so into porn.
Right.
Well, into porn, and he says that when you have sex, it's not like porn. There's no money shot. Just shot. They just want to look at you. That's awkward.
Yeah, pretty much. That makes sense.
Yeah, pretty
well,
much.
Gentlemen, it is getting very late for me.
Yeah, it's getting late for me too. I actually have to work again in the morning.
So do I.
Me too.
Yeah, I'll be working.
We're on Saturday.
We're not normal people.
That was okay. Okay, to close out. If any of us wanted to write something, where should we start?
At the beginning. Actually, no.
I was trying to be nice and not say that.
I write my endings first, and then I work backwards. I learned that from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And it always works to me because I can always create like the absolute most climactic situation I can think of. And then all I got to do is say, okay, now how did these characters in this situation get there?
Exactly.
Yeah, Yeah. But you know, we're all about to go here, so I'll help you out. I'll go ahead and do some plugs for me.
Go ahead, plug. This is your opportunity. Plug your shit. This is your time to shine.
If you ever want to talk to me about films, I do special effects for movies. I do screenwriting. You ever want to talk to me, find me on Facebook, Duane, Duane, middle initial P, last name Craig. Yeah, my name's spelled accurate, believe it or not. You know, I'm not a hick. Duane P. Craig on Facebook. Look me up. You can also hear me sometimes on the Unreal Radio podcast because I'm one of the founding members of the Unreal Film Festival. We are horror, sci-fi, and fantasy specific. We will take your shorts, we will take your features, and we also have a deal with terrorfilms.net. If you, if your films, any films we select for the festival, they will absolutely look at for distribution, consideration, and or further production. They've actually taken a lot of shorts from around the world, put them together, and made an anthology movie that they released last year. All their stuff's being released on Netflix and in the Redbox and online and all these other VOD markets. But yeah, that's me, and I'll go ahead and say adieu to you guys. I'm bowing out, and I'll talk to you probably individually.
Yeah, I'll probably talk to you sometime tonight, probably.
Adios.
Yeah.
And
hey,
what about you? Plug your million things.
To see and meet all you guys more formally.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
All right, now you.
So, my name is Leilani Lei. Leilani Lei, baby. So, the best place to find links to everywhere that you can find me. I have one simple little HTML site. It is not mobile ready. However, the domain name is the Leilani Lei, LeilaniLei.com. And the best places to talk to me, reach me, chat with me, well, that's all listed there too. Twitter, or email, or call me. I offer 2 different phone options. And I offer Skype shows. I'm live on cam through Streamate. And there are thousands upon thousands of different affiliate sites. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, yeah, that's pretty much anything. And if anyone has any questions how to find her, you can just probably find me because my porn habits are exposed now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I have to answer some questions later about that.
All the questions.
You found me on my cam.
Yes, I did. I found you on Twitter a while ago.
That's how you network with everyone.
Exactly, yeah.
Twitter network people do it.
And you?
You can find me at Alex Favors, Favors, on Twitter. One day I'll get a Facebook where I actually like to talk to human beings. But go to Twitter, talk to me, ask me about porn questions. I'll make you feel awkward. It'll be fun.
And I don't need an introduction, but I do a lot of films. I do everything. Heck, I'll write some porn for you. Just gotta ask me. Yeah, that's me.
Well, I will say that porn, for the most part, I did need to mention this earlier. Porn on the independent level, amateur level, for the most part, is all ad-libbed.
Yeah, mostly. I would assume so.
We have a general idea of whatever the scene is supposed to be about, what's the idea, and we just go for it.
That actually doesn't sound like a bad idea.
That makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna bow out of here. I'm gonna fix everything.
What?
And it was great finally talking to you in a non-compromising position. And and hopefully, well, I'm gonna catch you later anyway. But hopefully we can all talk again.
Yes.
One day, maybe come visit Chicago, do something.
Yes.
Play tourist.
Sounds good.
All
Y'all
right.
have a good night.
All right. You too. Have a great night.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. That was fucking great. Do you feel better now?
Yeah, I feel very.
That
good.
was great.
That was very, very fun.